Today, we're going to look way deeper than the surface of the roads we drive on every day. We're talking about a process called full depth reclamation, and trust me, it's a smarter, stronger, and way more sustainable way to build our roads to actually last.
You know the feeling, right? You're dodging that same awful pothole on your commute for weeks. Then a crew finally shows up and patches it. And a few months later, it's back. It is such a frustrating cycle, and it happens for a very specific reason that, most road repairs just completely miss.
See, most of the fixes we see, like patching or just paving a new layer of asphalt on top, they're really just surface level. They're basically putting a Band-Aid on a much bigger problem. The real issue, the reason those cracks and potholes just keep showing up, is that the foundation, the actual base under the asphalt, is failing.
So, what if, instead of just covering up the problem, we could fix the foundation itself? And what if we could do it by recycling the entire road right there on the spot? Well, that is the really revolutionary idea behind full depth reclamation.
Full depth reclamation, or FDR for short, is a method that gets right to the root cause of the problem. It literally recycles the old asphalt and that failing base, blends them all together on site, and creates this brand new, uniform, and incredibly strong foundation for the road. And the star of the show, the machine that makes this all possible, is a road reclaimer. You can think of it like a giant, super powerful rototiller, but for roads. It just drives over the old pavement and completely pulverizes it, turning a huge problem into a valuable resource.
Okay, so how exactly does this thing work? Let's break it down and look at the key steps that build a much better road, literally from the ground up.
The whole process is actually pretty straightforward. It really just boils down to 4 main stages. You pulverize the old road, you stabilize that mixture, you compact it for strength, and then you put on a new surface. Simple as that. First up, the reclaimer goes to work. Its huge milling drum just chews up all that cracked asphalt and at the same time blends it with some of the base material underneath. What you're left with is this one consistent recycled mixture.
Now comes the most critical stage of the full-depth reclamation process, stabilization. At this stage, A&T stabilizer technology is introduced into the recycled road material during the mixing process. Unlike conventional stabilization methods, A&T stabilizer works together with the pavement materials to produce a stronger, denser, and more durable pavement foundation, helping to extend the service life of the road.
Then the heavy hitters come in, a series of massive rollers. They compact the mixture, squeezing out all the air and water to create this incredibly dense layer. This is what gives the new foundation its amazing strength, the ability to handle heavy traffic for years and years. So, you've pulverized, stabilized, and compacted. What's the payoff here? Well, the benefits are huge, and they go right after the 2 biggest enemies of any road, the sheer weight of traffic and the damage from water. Okay, this is really cool. Look at the difference in how these bases handle strength. On an old, unstabilized base, the weight from a truck creates a really focused point of stress, and that's what leads to cracks. But the new, stiff, FDR stabilized base, it acts like a solid slab. It spreads that same weight over a much wider area. Less stress just means a much longer life for the pavement. And here's how FDR solves that huge water problem. A standard base lets water seep in from below, which soaks the foundation and makes it weak. That's like the #1 cause of potholes. The FDR base, though, has way less permeability. It basically seals out the moisture, keeping the foundation strong and stable no matter what the weather is doing. So it's stronger, but it's also way more cost-effective. I mean, think about it. You're not trucking out tons of old material and trucking in tons of new material. You're reusing what's already there. This can lead to average cost savings as high as 70% compared to a traditional road reconstruction. 70%! And what about the disruption? A traditional road replacement can shut a street down for weeks. An FDR project that might normally take a week or more can often be done in as little as a single day. That's a huge reduction in the headache for local traffic and businesses. When you add it all up, this is about more than just fixing one road. It's really a fundamental shift to a smarter, more sustainable way of managing our infrastructure. You're conserving resources, you're cutting down on truck traffic, and you're building something that's designed to last. This is how cities can stretch their budgets to fix more roads, but do it intelligently. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? The point isn't to make the road look new for a little while. The whole point is to solve the base problem. And when you do that, you're not just patching something up. You're building a road with a lifespan you can measure in decades, not just a couple of seasons.
So the next time you drive past a construction crew, take a closer look. Are they just slapping on another temporary patch, or are they actually giving that road a brand new life from the ground up? Because now you'll know the difference.
Interested in A&T stabilizer technology? For technical consultations, product information, project evaluations, product supply, and live demonstrations, please contact Victory World Sdn Bhd, exclusive supplier of A&T stabilizer technology in Malaysia. Telephone 012-401-0672 or 0113643224. Email dave.chandran@victory-world.com. Building stronger roads through innovation.